Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my chairman. My wonderful, wonderful chairman. God, I hope this is not some sort of ridiculous setup to be mudded. He's done it. He stepped in. Agreement has been reached. Ratatata and Eberici Eze. Well, ladies and gentlemen, he's going to be a Tottenham player. I mean, what are we doing here? What are we doing? The pings are going off left and centre. It's out. Paul O'Keefe has said Tottenham have reached a verbal agreement with Crystal Palace for Eberici Eze. It's dropping on all of the ITK stuff. It hasn't got to Ornstein yet, but Paul O'Keefe, the guy who doesn't like me, the guy who's never met me, the guy who blocked me, I don't know why. It's a bomber clot. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I don't know what you're supposed to say right now. Have we gone to said Paul O'Keefe? If it's at Paul O'Keefe's store, is it good enough to go? Listen. Look, I mean, we're all in here. Reading 9292 is in before the my chairman. Strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen, because this day is about to get shameless. Let's be entirely honest. Smash the like button for me if you have been patient. Hit the subscribe button if you've been positive. Hit the notification bell if you've backed your team and your club and your chairman. Hit the comment section with a my chairman. If that all suits, guys. Let's see if it's done, guys. Let's see. Do the poll again, says Ollie W. We got to do it again. We're doing it again, ladies and gentlemen. We are doing it again. Are we still going to get Savinio? James from Spurs Related, the shameless one, says he's told us yesterday. He's an ITK now. I got to text him. What is that? James, you come to the ITK world. Like, it's even been more. That's even later and more shameless than a Romano. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. If you did everything, if you did it all, Joseph, if you stayed true to the cause, if you always believed that our chairman was going to be the guy. I mean, people are texting me. You tell you the audacity on the man. I told you, didn't I? Eze done. You thought I was waffling. James, you had like a 90-10 chance of being right, pal. Listen, I love James, but that one's too shameless to avoid this one.
Yeah, come on, yeah. Sources, everyone has a source. They're never right, but we'll share them, of course. I know a guy who knows all the discourse. Content's got a content, and trust me, bro, is my source.
I mean, what are we doing here? Listen. It is only at the Paul O'Keefe stage. Hopefully, there's going to be a Romano or an Ornstein close. Hopefully. But according to Paul O'Keefe, at least. Let me see. Can I see his public? Can I see his quote? Where is it? Yeah, 15 minutes ago. I'll show you. So you can't, I mean, you can mud me for the gloating. You can mud me for the gloating if it doesn't work out, but you can't mud me for clickbait. And I'm not sure what's worse, to be honest. I'm not sure what's worse. I don't know what. I can actually still see his tweets. It's the weirdest blocking ever. I'm blocked from him, but I can still show you and still see his public tweets. Very strange. It's like a kind of soft blocking, isn't it? Not a cock block, it's a soft block. Or a soft cock. Understand Tottenham have reached a verbal agreement with Crystal Palace for Eberici Eze. He was right about Christian Romero, by the way, as well yesterday. So that's a tartar. Let's just for a second see how much credit my chairman gets in the comment section, okay? Let's have a little look-see what we're doing here. Chef Sarpreme. It's funny, man. We've got to gift that guy. Kiss me. We back. Cancel the class and give them no homework. What's his name? Oh. That's a random clip with an over. Paul O'Keefe out of nowhere. Looks like we're good, guys. Looks like we're good. I mean, that changes just about everything. However, guys, I do want to bring you a little bit of bad news as well. That we were saying yesterday. I'll come back to that stuff in a minute. We were saying yesterday that when there was the noise regarding, big up Adrian, give me a second, mate, I'll bring you in. When there was the noise regarding whether or not Savinio's off, well, Romano's come out and said that it is true that there is someone high up, the CEO at Man City, that is now cop blocking that move. So this is kind of like a reverse cop block.
Just when you thought your squad was getting proper, that player won't leave. They call that cop blocker.
Let's bring in Adrian into the show. How you doing, Adrian? Good to see you, mate. Good times, buddy. Good times.
Yeah, I'm fine. All these signings, Romero signings, fantastic. Like Spencer's signed. Eze's virtually done. The verbal agreement's been made. So that is a done deal. So that makes it our best transfer window ever. Mind you, it's long overdue. We're long overdue this window. We're still greedy for more, aren't we? I'm greedy for more. I want him happy. I want him now. Sorry, go on.
Best window ever.
Under Levy, yeah. I mean, if you look at it, I mean, look, we didn't know much about Bentancur and Kulu when they came in as two, as a late in the January window. We didn't know much about them.
Yeah.
So now you've got Danso signed up, right? Romero's staying, right?
Spencer's staying.
Spence is staying, right? And you've already got Kudus on Paulina, and Eze deal's getting done. I mean, I understand fans' frustration and them, being weary because these deals take so long. It probably takes the shine off what is a very good transfer window already. But it is a very good window. It's an excellent window with those three.
Excellent window.
Yeah. So, I mean, now we're looking at Savinio. I still like my Johan Keflin. And you still can bring
He's not of the standard. He's not of the standard.
No, he's probably not. So they're looking at the Monaco winger, who I know nothing about, right? French. We're going French and Japanese. Unless we do go for the Japanese winger, plays on the right and left. Kubo, yeah.
We're not going to get Kubo because Kubo's not a left winger. So I've got no idea. He can only play off the right hand side. He's not a left winger. So yeah, I don't know why we're looking at him.
It's natural. It's like returns were okay though, weren't they? I mean, so
he's a cracking player, Adrian. He's a cracking player, and I would traditionally be very, very happy to have him. I just think if we're going to sign another right winger, then what does that mean? We're going to push Kudus onto the left? That's not going to work. I don't want him over there.
Push Eze on the left.
And then put who in the 10?
Well, Kudus has always said he'd like to play on the 10, probably more withdrawn. He'd be more of a ball-carrying 10 rather than a passer, wouldn't he? So, he could drift it. I mean, just Eze coming gives us so many more options as well, I mean, we're hoping that Odebert and Tel are going to kick on. I mean, they must have seen something in training and want to sign these players because we haven't seen too much from Tel. Just good attitude, basically, is what I've gained from him so far. But he's got to put numbers on the board, hasn't he?
Yeah, 100%. But mate, how does this? Let's presume that Paul O'Keefe is just slightly early than that the tap. It's like it's done. The agreement's been reached. They're currently sending the paperwork, and we're waiting for the here we go. But let's just say that we're ahead of the curve by a couple of hours here or something. Mm-hmm. Then what does Eze do? What does that? How does it change Tottenham's season? talk to me about how we're going to set up for City on.
It's
on
massive because we've lacked that thrust on the left hand side. I mean, he's not a passer either, is he? He's a ball carrier. So like, and like he's sort of a attacking left midfielder to left winger, isn't he? Come 10. You can play as a 10 as a ball carrier as well, but Maddison gives you something totally different, you know, because he'll spray the ball all over the place. This is not what EZE is going to do. Well, not what I've seen. Maybe he can do it. I don't know. But like, what a signing! I mean, we all wanted him last year. I wanted him in Udogie at Man United, and now it looks like he's the done deal. So takes a bit of pressure off the recruitment team, and they'll have their list, Sean. They'll have their lists. I think
I'll tell you what. This is just a wild one. I said this on last night's show. I think this man here, DJ NY, is talking about Yildiz, right? Kenan Yildiz, who plays for Juventus. He's an out-and-out left winger. He's 20 years old. He is, I think, more exciting than Savinho. I think Yildiz is the best up-and-coming under-21 player in the game for that position. And I tell you what, Juventus have got more financial problems than most teams in Europe. They won't want to lose him either, but they still haven't been able to find a solution to formalise, get the here we go. I don't believe it's done yet on Moani, even though Moani said I'm only going to Juve. Mm-hmm. If we have failed with 75 million euros bid for Savinho, and it's literally a case of City won't let him leave, I would be very, very tempted to turn around on whatever money we had allocated to Savinho to pick up the phone to Paratici and say, welcome back, buddy. Welcome back into the Tottenham fold. Any chance you can quickly do us a favour and phone up Juve?
Yeah, and while you're at it, give Real Madrid another ring about Rodrigo.
I don't think Rodrigo would come. We aren't getting Yildiz. Oh, sorry, James ITK. I'm not saying that there's any links. I'm saying why not if you've got the money to go and pick up the phone and have a conversation. I'm not waffling. You're waffling, James. You're waffling. Coming on my show yesterday pretending like you're dropping a bomber. Come off it.
We can only report what's out there during a transfer window. When games are going, we've got other things to talk about. Like tonight, I mean, we've got European playoffs. I mean, like Rangers are playing Brugge in the first leg and Celtic are playing as well. And then you've got, on the 28th, Thursday the 28th, I'm sure you'll be doing a show. And then you've got the draw in Monaco, I think. Yeah. The draw's in Monaco on the 28th. That's only a week. Well, it's not that far away, is it? It's like 9 days away. So then you'll have lots more to talk about.
When's the Champions League draw? In 9 days?
28th. Thursday the 28th.
So 9 days' time, yeah.
I posted a list in your groups of the games and the dates and all that. They're all in your clickbait group.
Oh, are they?
Yeah,
what do you call it?
Put them on a Word document, right? You'll see them if you scroll through.
I've got all the fixtures here. I've got my old school fixtures. I might get a bit of blue tack out if I've got some in the cupboard. And put them up, you know. Yeah,
I think there's 5 places up for grabs. I think if there's like the 10 games, they're 2-legged affairs, aren't they? So Rangers are playing Brugge tonight. It doesn't really matter if we're in pot 2 or 3, really. I mean, like I actually think pot 3 is harder than pot 2. But yeah, so they're playing. Celtic are playing tonight as well. So they're the teams of interest to us. You know, wouldn't mind drawing either of them in the Champions League. That would be good fun. You know, get Celtic or Rangers. Yeah. So.
Breaking news: Tottenham have reached an agreement in principle with Crystal Palace for Eberechi Eze. Palace must now find a replacement with Eze waiting and training as normal. So
yeah, they're getting El Khanousi, aren't they? From
that's basically done as well. El Khanousi is done, isn't it? So any kind of minute, any hour now, it's going to be official. And then people, we can show you. I mean, I don't know if you guys. I'm sure most of you have seen this. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Someone called Fiona turned that picture into a video of me and Daniel.
Oh my god! Oh, that's horrendous! And you'd actually put that up. Oh. What the things AI can do. The things AI can do. Perhaps AI can get a Silvino then.
It's so weird. It looks so real as well. You know, it looks so real. The caressing of the ear and everything. Oh, I've got to get it down. before I have a semi. Mate, let's talk about it for a second, right? So you're saying best window ever. After this, do you think Savio is dead? The deal is dead.
No. The all I've seen and heard is the fact that I think it's the City chairman of the City Group, Ferran Torres. He's putting the block on the move. They feel a bit embarrassed about Carlton Palmer going to Chelsea and doing so well. They don't want it to happen again. But I think money gets this deal done. I mean, and Pep's not blocking his pathway. He wouldn't do that. So, it's up to the player, and the player wants. It's what the player wants. He probably won't cause a ruckus if he ends up staying like Morgan Gibbs White stayed at Forest. It won't be because there's been all that shit hours that went on with that. It'll just be because he won't be happy because he wants World Cup football, and he's got to get games. And you've got Oscar Bob there, haven't you? You've got Dorku. I mean, is he going to push them out of the way? He might get the odd European game against a weaker opposition or something. It does. We get all this fantastic talent. Well, if he's that fantastic, why aren't you playing him? We'll take him. We'll play him.
Yeah, it's pecking order. I said it from the get go. Like I believe that Savio wanted to come, but there's always this part of me that thought I just think that Manchester City's Pep Guardiola hates Daniel Levy. He hates it. Right when he was he hated us because of the way we wouldn't sell him Harry Kane for 60 million quid. Right, which by the way we were right to hold on. We were right to sell him to Bayern Munich, get him out of the league so he can't hurt us. Yeah. And then at the same time, look at the way that the market shifted. The moment that he left, he was the last player above the age of 28 years old that went for monster money. No one's gone for monster money above that age, over 28, 29. The entire market now thinks that 27-year-olds are not worth any more than 50 million quid, right? Mm-hmm. And so I don't know why Pep Guardiola resents Daniel Levy for that. But he also said, with the 115 charges, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he said something along the lines of you have to ask all the other 19 chairmen. They're doing this to us. All the other 19, Levy, etc. So he decided to single out Daniel Levy for the way that Man City were probed around the 115 charges, because Daniel Levy was, the captain of that ship around FFP and PSR. He was the spokesperson, the poster boy for it amongst the Premier League owners. So I've always felt like Pep Guardiola wanted revenge on Daniel Levy and wasting our time for 2 weeks. I think if anybody else in the Premier League paid 70 million quid to Man City for Savino, they would have got him, including probably Chelsea, including United, including Liverpool, probably. But the fact is,
55 to 60 mil English pounds. That's all. The 70 million quotes I see were all euros, which were about 61 mil or something like that. So I think we'd get him for 70, like you alluded to there. I think we'd get him. I don't think. Yeah, I'm not sure you're correct about Pep's attitude over Harry Kane. I think it's more to do with Levy and the owners of Manchester City and the way he's been pushing for a more level playing field. And now it appears the results of them charges we won't get until October or whatever. So, and a lot of them charges were what UEFA couldn't do Man City on anymore because they've got a statute of limitation of 5 years, whereas the Premier League hasn't got one. So if they were banged to rights, they'll get done for something. And imagine how Everton Forest fans are feeling looking at this, right? If you look at Everton Forest fans, they got points to go. They got infringements, minor financial irregularities. This is a lot bigger. This goes back to Mancini and Pellegrini, all the way through to now. These charges are no joke. We're looking at points deductions, possible even relegation. But you
can't relegate them any more than one league, the whole from the Premier League to the. But I know that is because Johnny info. I just want to see if Johnny can confirm or deny anything regarding what Paul O'Keefe's dropped. Paulo Cooper said it's done. It's agreement's done.
It's not all done.
Oh,
All done.
Oh, no!
It's getting there. It's getting there. It's getting
Oh
there.
no! Johnny's bringing.
No. I'm just saying. Look, things take time. Do you know what I mean? In essence, it's done. You know what I mean? You can have, when you buy up a company, you can say we have an agreement. And then it comes down to fine detail, doesn't it?
Oh no, the stream's lagging.
There's a saying called "There's the devil's in the detail," and there's a reason why they say that, right?
I think it'll be done this week. I thought it'd be done early next week. I thought it'd be a bit late, but I think it'll be done this week. All the signs point that it's going to get done this week.
Listen, I was always confident, even when everyone said he was going to Arsenal, that I was in the manifesting business, and I didn't manifest hard enough last Wednesday when I said Spurs were going to win against PSG. But I've been manifesting this for a long, long time. So I had to get down and manifest double sharp when I saw the links to Arsenal. Look, we all know that shirt, that white shirt, that lily white shirt suits EZE to the T. If ever a shirt was destined to be on a player's back, it's his. And I think he knows that deep down. So I'm looking forward to seeing him, Kudos, and whoever else is on the left-hand side. I definitely, if I had to choose, I think the drop-off between Kubo and Savinho is huge, personally. I know he's got a left foot, but he predominantly plays on the right-hand side. Yeah. So I think it's a big risk for Thomas Frank to just think he can flip him onto that left side and it'll all be okay. There's a reason, obviously, why he's been playing on the right-hand side, I would have thought.
What a signing, though. What a signing to unify the fan base. This is like a PR exercise for Levy as well, isn't it? I mean, you got to think that, well, would have qualm about his age, but like, I'm not bothered about that.
Are those the same people, Adrian? Are those the same people, Adrian, that were bemoaning the fact that all we did was sign kids last year? They're the same people who are now saying the player's too old.
Yeah, well, in fairness to any criticism the sake of signing kids who too many.
Can everyone not immediately a YouTube problem? Is maybe press PN on. If you can turn it on, it should be no problem. If you can hear me, because yesterday it happened as well. I can't see super chats, and I don't know what's going on. But see if you guys can turn on your VPN and then reload the stream. I think if you're in the UK, it might be problems, but it's nothing to do with our side. I promise you. What are we? So Johnny, you're waiting to get a notification, are you? But your man's probably like deep in the middle of it, isn't he?
I think he's got better things to do than talk to me.
100%. And
he's look, at the end of the day, I'm not jeopardizing anything or doing anything that would jeopardize my relationship. So if I hear, I hear. All I'm saying is, you ask me a question, is it done yet? And I'll say, well, not really yet. Yeah, which is the truth. But it will. I think I would say personally, it's an 85% chance. Look, we all know, we've all seen silly bollocks before, and we know that Steve Parish could suddenly have an epiphany in the middle of the night and decide, no, it doesn't suit me. And there's a reason why it's not a signing till you see the player holding the shirt. All of these sayings.
The verbal agreement tells me that the structure of payments has been agreed. We know that the player wants to come. That's been sorted. His terms are sorted as well. So to me, it's just a question of them getting this El Canusi across the line and this gets done. That's the way I see it. But
I think they had three. I think they had three targets. One totally unrealistic, and two were realistic. Look, after Arden Deshirari left to go to AC Milan, there was no way that Bruges were going to let the other boy go. Not a chance, because he's going to fill Arden Deshirari's boots. And that's why they signed him on a new contract. It was just never going to happen. He'll be going probably in another year's time. Sorry, go on.
And he'll be playing tonight because Rangers are playing Brugge in the playoffs tonight, and Stark are playing as well. I was saying to Sean earlier, I'd love to get both those teams in our group. that'd be brilliant. That would, for the Scots fans.
I'm desperate for Rangers to go through. I mean, listen, I'm a massive Spurs fan, but I lived up in Glasgow for about 7.5, 8 years, and I couldn't do without my football fix, and befriended a Rangers footballer, and so I went every week. I was there when Gascoigne signed. I was there in the Blue Room.
Well, funnily enough, I mean, not for any religious reasons or nothing like that, because your kids
not religious,
right? So not for any religious reasons, but even before Butcher and Gascoigne were at Rangers, we seem to have some sort of affinity with Glasgow Rangers because we used to play them a lot in pre-season friendlies. Spurs did. And they were always my second team. Rangers were always not for any reason, I mean, at that time, Celtic won the first team to win European Cup 67, the year before Man United in 68. And so, I could have, as a kid, you could have picked a winning team, which a lot of kids do nowadays. Yeah. Yeah, I've always sort of looked out for him. Don't follow him like you probably do.
Surely got him. What are they going to sing? What are they going to sing in the morning? Do you reckon? If the deal's done tomorrow, they're going to sing that song. That's why it's easy.
Yeah.
Easy on the morning.
I'm sure make it easy on yourself. Make it easy on yourself. What's this?
I don't know what's going on here. This something terrible is going on with YouTube for the last few days. It was happening to Saba yesterday as well. Guys, if you're listening to this, can you please, if you've got a VPN, just turn your VPN on and then reload the stream, but make yourself in Holland or make yourself in America, and it should come through fine. I don't know what's going on with UK YouTube, but it happened to Saba, it happened to me, it's happened to a few people that are in the UK. So I'm not sure what's going on. I think there's obviously a problem with UK servers. Maybe the hack is back. Maybe aliens. Yeah. Johnny, where do we go, mate? If let's assume Eze's done, but Savio's blocked, where do you want to see us go next?
I don't know. Listen, I'm not convinced by Kubo, especially for that money, Sean. Do you know what I mean? How can you be charging 70 million euros for him when like Rodrigo's like 90 million? I mean, come on.
I'll go for Rafael Leao. I think Milan could do with the money.
The trouble is with Leao, knowing what I know about him, he's more interested in his bloody rap music just as much as he is. I don't like players who have massive outside distraction and forget that first and foremost there is a footballer. We had a player that did that, and his name was Dele Alli. And the sad story is, I just don't want to be with a guy who's on and off and on and off. I don't know. You're watching from South Africa. It could be the apartheid. We're banned.
Keeps cutting off everywhere. I don't know what's going on.
Well, our man still keeps getting a mention out there. Why don't we just go and activate the release clause of Piero Hincapié, even though Leverkusen don't want to sell, and just test the water with it, see if the player actually wants to come.
Do you know what would be really weird, Adrian, right? I mean, I've been on Eze's journey since he was 15, 16 and released by Millwall. And, I probably wanted him since he was at QPR. Well, not probably, definitely wanted Spurs to sign him since he was at QPR. And I've wanted Hincapié since the World Cup, the last World Cup. And it would just be absolutely insane if both of them ended up at the club. He's been my, because we've needed another left-sided, left-back, left centre-back for such a long time now to compete. Some people say, "Oh, he's not all that." You obviously haven't watched enough of him to know that, to say that. Can't see him coming.
He's an upgrade on Ben Davies.
Listen, he's a challenge. Let's be serious. He's a challenge to Micky van der Ven.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to play rotational football because Micky van der Ven is no way going to be able to play every Champions League game and every Premier League game. It's as simple as that.
I don't think it's as dead. I mean, Leverkusen, if you activate a release clause, then they have to deal because that's legal. But then it's like, does the player want to come? Is he happy where he is? They lost Tar to Bayern Munich, didn't they?
Yeah. That's a lot.
So keep him, obviously, but that doesn't mean he stays. And you might think they lack ambition and want to come to the Premier League.
Look, I would be over the moon if he came.
So would I.
Huge fan of his. But Sean knows how long I've been back. It's like, but
as well, it's gone.
Oh, he's up and that Bastoni guy.
Yeah, he's only going to come. Listen,
yeah, cheeky little bid, Sean.
How much would he cost? I mean, he wouldn't come, would he? He's into through and through. Like, there's a third part to the conversation around. It doesn't matter if you can bid these players, but if they don't want to come, they won't come. But for me, I don't know. Like if Tottenham can't get Silvino done at 70 million quid, I think we're wasting our time and we're overpaying massively. So, like, there's other players out there.
Well, the club would have to know definite on Silvino by the end of this week to give you a week to get someone else in.
I was watching the Man City pod, and I was reading all the comments. You're all delusional. He ain't worth anywhere near 70 million. That's from a Man City fan. Sell him, get rid. There were a few comments that they've got more than enough cover. He ain't all that. I mean, use the money to buy Rodrigo. There was a few people that were a bit miffed that he might be going. But it's obviously a YouTube problem, Sean, and it's intermittent because we didn't have it last night, did we?
No, but it happened on Savage Stream. It happened towards the end. Well, I couldn't see any super chats. I still can't see it. There's 3 super chats here that I got before the stream started that I can see, and I haven't seen any others. If there have been, I was going to call them out now because Super Blaine, I have seen this one, Blaine. I don't know if you can hear me or anyone can hear me. He says, "You want a bomber?" O'Keefe says, "Hold my beer. Here's your effing bomber." Eze good, Eze good. Eze good, Eze good. Da-da-da-da. He's ever edgy good. I'm proper bummed, folks. Now let's see him in the beautiful Lily White and scoring the winner versus City on Saturday. Coys, our chairman did it. Our chairman, Blaine. Our chairman, Blaine. Much as I appreciate your donation, mate, you're incredibly generous, my man. Incredibly generous. But I remember a couple of days ago in the WhatsApp group, he wasn't our chairman, he was my chairman because you'd had enough of him. You had enough of him, Blaine. He's now back on side though, and that's all. And Eze takes. Well, Eze brings the world back together. It really does. I've seen that. But thank you so much, Blaine. That's amazingly generous of you, my mate. Thank you so much indeed. Bomber says my chairman, says Dean. Oh, good to see you, Dean. Hopefully you're okay, mate. Hopefully you guys can hear this. And I knew yesterday, I know a guy who had a pigeon with a microphone fly next to the window when the meetings were going on. Says David BL. Big up to you as well. Big up to you guys. I don't know if anyone, I can't see anything else. It's lagging in London. The stream was bad for me when Australia then changed to Colombia and now all good.
Hey, it's the Medellin cartel.
What is going on? I could debate.
Johnny, any news on Bissouma being booted out of our club? I know Leeds are sniffing around Solomon again.
No, I'm sorry, I don't know. I only know what I know and what I hear. But right now, I can only comment on what I know, not what I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not annoyed.
There are known knowns. There are things.
There's things we know that we don't know. If you know.
Listen, I don't know. I don't know if there's any point in carry on. Can everyone let me know if can you hit a 1? If you can hear me, can you hit a 1 if the stream is at least listenable, if not watchable? Hit a 1. If you're getting 1 in every other word, then smash a 0, please. Just so I know.
Hello. Is there anybody out there?
Okay, so the ones are coming through. The ones are coming through. I probably won't get any 0s because the 0s haven't heard me say it.
What did you say?
I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's me, maybe it's there, maybe it's the stream has cleared up now, he says. Okay, cool. That's good to know. That's good to know. In the meantime, everyone's pissed off to go and watch someone else.
No, they'll have the lag as well.
Yeah. Johnny, talk to me about what is how do you see EZE? Like, do you see Tottenham now against Man City, for example, when we're going to probably go back and play something similar to how we played against PSG, right? We'll respect the fact we're away from home. We'll probably do that 5-3-1-1.
Yeah.
Does Richalison and Kuda stay in the 2 at the top, and EZE sits behind them if he signs before Friday? Wednesday, Thursday?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
and will he be more of an outlet, or will he be asked to do more of the defensive graft, like what? Who was it? Who was it against PSG? It was Sarr, and who was the third midfielder?
Bentancur.
So which one of those 2 gets dropped for EZE, do you think?
Maybe Papa.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe, yeah. I think just from an experience point of view, Pape Matar Sarr's been fantastic this season, but look, let's be honest. I think the left-hand side's been absolutely shocking. I hated it on Saturday. Brennan Johnson needs to step up to the plate, beat his man. I think it looked to me like Jed Spence was getting a bit frustrated. There was no overlapping runs. He wasn't reading he just wasn't reading anything. Beautiful finish for his goal, but a footballer for me has got to be involved in the game for 90 minutes, not just turn up once in a minute. Backdoor Johnson. Mm-hmm. We need something that, I mean, he's very capable, Ebbs, of playing off on that left-hand side and drifting into the 10 role. So whether that's how he sees him until they get the left winger, I don't know. But for me, I would be tempted to maybe potentially play him out on the left and drift in and leave Pape Sarr in the middle of the park, just until we get the player that we need on that left hand wing. Yeah,
because this reminds me now, getting EZE, I'm buzzing about this one. Playing him on the left. I remember when Aaron Lennon came to Spurs, he said, I was always like Kudus has said recently, always 2 men on me, he was going. He said, but when Gareth Bale came, that was a game changer, right? It took pressure off him. So EZE on the left will take a bit more pressure off of Kudus as well, because you're giving the opposition a lot more to think about. I think he's a fantastic signing. Really is. And we all wanted him. And I think he will start on the left, because our left was pence. All PSG, Bayern had to do was stop Kudus, basically. We had nothing through the middle and like just blocked our left side off. It was too easy for him losing that game out there, wasn't it? PSG, we were much better. We're going to be very hard to beat this season. Very hard to beat.
Do you guys think, is there any chance that Tottenham, if they fail with Savinho, is there any chance that we just put EZE out on the left wing and then go and get someone like a Paqueta who can do that 8 role, that kind of feisty 8-10 role that we were trying to get in, like a Morgan Gibbs-White? Is there any chance we could do that rather than going and wasting 70 million quid on a left winger? Because after Savinho, there's still a lot of options out there, but Savinho wanted to come to Tottenham. Like most other wingers of Savinho's top of quality, they're probably already getting many minutes in the clubs that they're at. And so the draw of coming to Tottenham in a World Cup year is probably not quite as strong. And so I'm just wondering whether or not there's any chance that you guys would see EZE playing more out on the left-hand side. Like, he can do it. He's absolutely capable of doing it. He's not what I would want as a left winger. I want a left winger that's someone that wants to take it down the outside and do that dual threat thing. But is there any chance you think that Tottenham might do that, might go and get a second 10 and then push, or like a Dani Olmo or a Pedro Gonçalves, someone like that, that's a little bit of a versatile hybrid sort of role as well. But then just because we can't get Savio, and we have to recognise that the draw of a player like Savio is pretty rare to be able to draw him to Tottenham. But with him, it's specific because of the fact that City have got 5 wingers that are all capable of stealing his minutes in a World Cup year.
Well, we can offer Champions League football. And I mean, we haven't researched them because we've been all focused and magnetically drawn to EZE and Savinho. So there's lots of wingers out there, Sean. There's lots of wingers out there, left wingers out there. They're not as rare as, hen's teeth as people seem to think. So I think we're still going to go and get a left winger, whether it is Savinho or not, whether Ferran Torres is blocking them as Citigroup chairman or whatever. And they're embarrassed because Carlton Palmer did so well at Chelsea when they sold him, or it's a Levy issue with Man City over, FFP or whatever, and they're being stubborn. They're all valid points, aren't they? But I believe the player really wants to come, and I just think they're going to extort probably an extra 10 million out of us to get him. Like it would be near, I think 65 million would get him. I think they said rumoured said we offered 70 million euros, was about 61. There is a price at the end, isn't there? There's also a price where you say, no, you're taking a piss. So no.
Yeah, at some point, and I don't know whether or not the Tottenham fan base are ever going to keep that, like the ones that want to lose their shit every chance they get. If Savio falls over, but not because of anything other than just Man City just refused to accept anything like a reasonable bid, it got to the levels of ridiculousness. Are those fans just going to go, oh, Daniel Levy's failed again? Or are they going to have a little bit of common sense and say, you're not going to pay £80 million for a fucking 21-year-old that hasn't done it?
Look, at the end of the day, right, if you'd have told them at the beginning of the transfer window, we're going to sign Paulinho, we're going to sign Kudus, and we're going to sign EZE, they would have wet their pants, right? So, let's be real here, okay? Plus completing the other deals for Mathys Tel, Danso, and the like. So,
and Romero and Spence.
Yeah, exactly. So it's if you want to fill the narrative, you can. Let's be honest, right? I think Thomas Frank made it very, very clear that he would rather not sign anyone. He only wants the players that are the right players, not any player.
Mm.
Yeah.
If there's any hint of this Savinho deal not happening, really not happening, I'd be quite happy if we delay the winger thing and just go and get Hincapie. Just make sure that defence is short.
Hincapie's your guy as well. I know he's Johnny's favourite centre back in the game.
Yeah, Dorian. 23. 23, he might be 24. I think he's 23.
Yeah, he's a top player. I genuinely think that there's, in terms of the market, there's very, very few left-sided, left-footed players that are as well-rounded as Hincapie. I would just imagine, even if you trigger the clause for it, even if you do trigger that clause and Ten Hag has to just chew on that like a wasp, fair enough. But then at the same time, I would imagine that Chelsea will probably come in at the same time because they need a left-sided player because they've got to replace Colwell, who's out for a long time. And Liverpool, if they don't get Gahey, and maybe Parish is going to be like, we haven't got enough time now. If we're just losing EZE, you can't also find the replacement got to find 2 replacements. So maybe he's going to just go, fuck it. I'm only going to get 35 million quid for Gahey. It's a year, one final year with him is more worthwhile. And so Liverpool might end up moving into. Do you think we could get Hincapie, even if we triggered the clause? Do you think if we do that Liverpool or Chelsea will not come in? And if they do come in and match that triggering, then would we have a chance of signing him anyway?
Well, why haven't they done it anyway if they've got all this money? Why haven't they done it already? I mean, I would go and activate the release clause to get him. If Palace want another centre-back, we can loan him or give him Ben Davis, or we can loan him Vashkovic if that's the difference. Get him some first-team football there if he's not going to get it at Spurs. So there are ways. I mean, and Hincapie fills 2 holes, doesn't he? Left back and left centre-back. Great cover for Micky. I mean, and that's what you want. I think it's important we have cover for VDV. I mean, last season, Romero played 4,000 minutes. Everyone known about Romero wants to play for Argentina. It'd be all lovey-dovey now because he signed a 4-year deal, right? But
yeah.
Oh yeah, and he got his 4,000 minutes. But fans don't say nothing about VDV. He only played 1,000 minutes, Sean. You know, they don't moan about VDV. Oh, he's not fit. Oh, he's more interested in playing for Holland or whatever and all that. But
Yeah, that's true.
we
Yeah,
need
I think the difference. It's one thing being injured. It's another thing being injured and then always being available, or being inconveniently injured when there's an international game coming up. Like the World Cup thing was a bit shady to me.
Look, it's not a player's fault. People seem to like conflate quality with injuries. Romero's a quality player. The fact that his injury is unlucky, and is that convenient with Brazil? No. I mean, there was times in games where he played away. He played on with that broken toe and things like that. He didn't want to come off the pitch. He wanted to stay on.
That's true.
But
That's true.
fan base, he's done it a few times when he was concussed at Brentford. He didn't want to come off. Right? I mean, that to me shows the character of the player, and he showed right leadership, didn't he, in the Europa League games, them 3 last games in the way at West Ham and Brentford. Yeah. I love the player. There isn't a better passing centre back in the Premier League, in my opinion. Right. And I don't go with it, but that's it. You see, if you're finishing 17th in the league, our fan base, which doesn't take a lot to set them off, they're firing at every aspect of the football club, everything, you know. And like he becomes a target, and he's a target. Oh, he's not loyal. We don't want to play for the club. Well, that fox has been shot now, so we move on. I was so
100%, 100%. I'll be honest. I said all summer, like if he doesn't want to be here, get him out. You know.
Yeah, I was the same.
And I also said I don't think he's necessarily captain. He hasn't demonstrated captain-like material. Personally, I'll hold my hands up. That's why I said. But the fact that he signed a 4-year deal and I've never sseen him look as happy as he did the other day. And now he's signed and he's become the captain. He's now my captain. But you know, I'm still back in my mind. You know, I want to make sure that he acts like a captain.
Sean, can I just say, right, when you've got a manager that didn't give a shit about how many goals were conceded, and you're a winner, and you don't want to concede 1 goal, right? Not 1, and you concede 63, and your manager goes, "I'm the boss, just do your job," right? That ain't gonna make you happy. You can see how involved Romero was right from the off with Thomas Frank and Cochrane, looking at the balls, looking at the tactics, deep in discussion about what's wanted and what's required, and how many times he's mentioned the fact that he wants and demands a clean sheet. And I think that's probably music to his ears, coupled with the fact that Spurs have probably shown him what's going on, the fact that the money's coming in, and the fact that we're no longer going to be signing also rans. We're going for the best. And that's probably a culmination of all of those things. You know, was he unhappy? I think he was unhappy. But I've never seen, like you just said, never seen the guy happier, more smiley than he has been. And that hug for the all the talk of if Ange leaves, Cootie is leaving. Yeah.
What happened there?
Who was spinning that narrative? Yeah.
Well,
I mean, to me,
Stel, wasn't it? Was it Stel?
I like Hincapie a lot. So, and to me, it's the more important position to fill. It's more important than Savino. Don't get me wrong, I'd like them both, but it's more important. Yeah, because we need to have that cover there. We haven't got it, not on the left, and we need cover on the left. I mean, people say Spence can do a job at left back. Yeah, but a lot of time he's playing against inverted wingers. It's as if Spence is on the right playing against a right winger using his right foot and not cutting in. So Spence being on the left is like a, you know, an imitation of that. So, and Spence is.
Yeah, but would you rather, hang on, when you say it's more important, at the moment, you've got Micky van der Ven and the drop down is to Ben Davies, right? At the moment. Are you saying that, or you've got Udogie and the drop down is to Jed Spence, or to Jed Spence, to the drop downs to Udogie? To me, I think that that's less worrying than starting with Mathys Tel and dropping down to Odegaard.
See, those two are work in progresses. Even with Ben Davies, he's an experienced footballer. He's going to do a job if he stays this year. He's on record as saying he don't even know if he'll be shipped out before then, you know. And So he could end up at a Crystal Palace, couldn't he, or something like that? Or they rumoured Wrexham, but I think there's a lot of Welsh rivalry amongst clubs in Wales, isn't there? So I don't know if Wrexham would be the fit, you know. It's a bit like when I said Solomon would go to Marseille. Well, not with the demographics of Marseille, is not.
Yeah, that's true.
I think when you look at this, guys, right, put personal preference aside, it is more important right now that we sign a left winger and EZE than it is. We can survive without Hincapié, but I don't think we can survive properly without a left winger, and that's my belief. Mathys Tel's not ready. Solomon's going. Mikey Moore's gone away on loan. Son has left the building, and quite honestly, Brennan Johnson is not good enough in that left wing role. So for me, it's a must. Would I like Pierre Hincapié? Absolutely. And how do we know? You know, if the money's there, we might do all three. But for me, we must sign that left-sided player first and foremost.
I agree with you. It's interesting. So Romano has just reposted that Villarreal have sent a formal bid to Chelsea for Renato Vega, who is in fact a left-sided centre-back or a left-back. Right, he can also play as a six, right? But if that's happening amongst the Colwill injury, then surely Chelsea have already got their replacement lined up. Would you agree? And that, are they thinking they're going to trigger the clause for Hincapié? I wouldn't understand why Chelsea would be set if they've gone down to basically one left-sided centre back, and then they're going to sell their only cover in that regard. That's of decent quality. They'll get maybe 30 million quid for him. I don't know how much they're going to get for Vega. He's a good player. But that, to me, would suggest that they have someone else ready to go in the background, no?
Well, we have other options, which we don't know what's happening yet. Vaskovic can play on the left, right?
He's got to stay, hasn't he? He's got to stay now, surely.
He's played on the left. Yeah, but it's if he gets game time, Sean. If he gets game time, yes. If not, it's very hard. I mean, like I've watched all these under-21 players. Watched all the game a year before the last in a row. These players are going to have careers in football, but it's not going to be with Spurs. And there's lots of them you like. You would hope that you'd get one come through, your Harry Kane type come through, you know, a better player come through than a Skipper or Winks with a bit more longevity than those, right? But I mean, most of them will be sold for a profit. You can't. It's no point having Vaskovic here if you put him on the bench. You can't put him in the under-21s. He's too good. He's just too good. He is a generational talent. And so now we've got all our games are important. I mean, unless you play a leg in the Champions League, and even then, you know, you're not playing return legs, are you? It's just 8 games, 4 home and 4 away. When you're going to play him in the League Cup and the FA Cup against lower opposition, he's got to be given game times or loaned out. It's very hard, you know, for players to break through. That's why he's been promoted, isn't he? From the youth set up to find pathways for our players. But
you talk about Lewis, yeah? Lewis.
Yeah, Lewis, yeah. I'd like to think that you looked at this crop, you think, is this as similar to what happened with Alex Ferguson when he brought 6 through, the 2 Neville brothers, you know, you had Nicky Butt, Paul Scholes, Beckham and Giggs with experienced players. There was experienced players with the team. I'd like to think that would happen, John, but these players have got to show a bit more. I mean, they look fantastic talents, but I mean, Donnelly, I like this kid brought in as a striker, playing as a number 10. You know, Lancashire scored yesterday, Divine scored yesterday at their loan clubs. You know,
Mikey Moore got an assist in his day.
Yeah, got an assist at Ranger in the first 13 minutes or something. That wasn't it?
Yeah. Let's talk about that for a second. How far away? Like, so you know, I know Johnny, you're massively into the young side. I know you are as well, Adrian. You follow these guys, right?
Please rephrase that. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. That sounded a bit weird.
Yeah.
You're massively interested in the under-21 male Tottenham Hotspur football team, the future men of our squad. How about that? Didn't sound much better, really. You're And I know, Adrian, you are too, right? I know that Dave is as well. You know, I try and keep my eye on it as much as I can, but you know, I'm not sure as closer to it as you guys are. Just reality though, how long do you give for players? Like obviously Mikey Moore, there's plenty of time. He's only just turned 18. There's plenty of time for him. You know, players don't necessarily break through until they're 21 and they're still considered kids, right? So he might go on loan and smash it at Rangers. He might still not be deemed a ready-made fit for our first team next year, but you'd hope he would be if he kills it. Same with Jamie Donnelly. But the other people that have been around the block here for a couple of years, the likes of Alfie Devine, the likes of George Abbott, and I'm not saying that these guys are write-offs by any stretch because I've always rated them when I've seen them. Ash Phillips, Dorrington. Like, do these players need to be in the first team at Tottenham Hotspur for them to be considered successful youth team academy prospects? Like, it wasn't that class of 91. It wasn't just those 5-6 kids that became ever present at the same time. There was others that went on to have great careers elsewhere, right? So, are we guilty of thinking that unless they come through and play first team in a Champions League team by the age of 19, like Beckham did and everyone else, then then it's not a success essentially?
Well, look how many players come through Arsenal, and they don't maybe make a lot of games at Arsenal, but they still get Alex Iwobi, 35 million, and Ketia, 30 odd million, Smith Rowe, 30 for Reece Nelson. I'm going to list them all off. You know, a whole host of players that had a little bit of game time at Spurs, but then ended up elsewhere. I think we look at it only the ones that actually get into the academy, into the first team, but also they do enable us. If we start selling, I mean, we sold Carter Vickers, who never really got anywhere, for around about 6 million plus add-ons. All these players and all these millions go to support the academy and go to help fund other transfers for other players. And I think, we as a fan base, we all want to see a conveyor belt. I mean, I think we're about 4 or 5 years behind what Arsenal are doing. I mean, they got Dowman, they got Nwani, they've got Skelly. It's just an endless stream of talent. This talent saves them money, right? Theoretically saves them money. But what have we seen? Arsenal spending more money than anyone else to buy players. But if they didn't have these other players coming through, they wouldn't have the squad they've got now. Because if you add up all the players they've sold, they've seriously supplemented the purchases of a Declan Rice, and Carl Havertz. They've gone a long way to paying and helping to pay for these better players. So I think, we all want to see them come through. Mikey Moore, I think, is a exceptional talent, and I think he will have a very good career as a footballer. Hopefully, it's at Spurs. I think Jamie Donnelly the same, but I think there is no. I mean, Lewis coming in and as the transition, head of transition, I think he knows better than all of us, even though he was the head of the under-18s, what is required. And for him to turn around and recommend to Thomas Frank, look, these guys need game time. And men's football, I think they will come on far, far more playing for your Preston North Ends, your Stoke Cities, your Glasgow Rangers, your Aberdeens, than any time sat on the bench watching Spurs play and having a few minutes. And they will become men. And right now they're boys.
It's been a massive turnaround, John, in such a short time. We're playing catch up with Arsenal. I mean, Paratici takes a lot of credit for this. He came in, they ripped up the academy structure. We were pants, right, Erica?
Yeah.
And Dean Rastrick went because they had a pay structure there. We said, we're not paying a kid more than this amount a week. That's gone. Look what's happened. We brought all these players in. And just within 2 or 3 years, they smashed it. They won everything the year before last. Now 8 of them are out on loan, so the academy didn't. But like you said, there'll be a turnover. And remember, these players don't come from other clubs. All this give them a chance and all that. you got Arsenal with Wenger, right? All these French kids, their team were like smashing all these other teams. How many made it how many made it to the Arsenal first team? How many made it through and became regulars? I think the stats are about 3% of academy players actually make it through and become part of their first team squads, just part of their squads, right? And most of them tend to come from the less wealthy teams who are forced to play them. And then we'll go and buy players from Europe, and everyone says, well, how comes their younger players are more developed than ours? Well, because the clubs in Europe aren't as rich, and they play their youngsters at an earlier age. And so they develop more quickly, or they get sacked.
Well, I mean, a lot of that changed when we lost Romain Mundle, which, he's gone to Sunderland. I think he signed a new contract there. He's a real top talent. I really like. He's one of my favourite players. He was at the academy, so I was really upset when he left. But we also lost 2 academy players before the wage rise to Southampton, and 2 of those players went for 8 million and 12 million and without really kicking a ball, and got Southampton £20 million in. Now, that's the sort of thing. So what fairs will say, the academy's a failure, but no, it isn't. Southampton just made £20 million out of signing 2 of our players that we weren't willing to pay the proper money for.
Then you have Marcus Edwards, Madueke. We'd have made money on those.
Yeah.
So
surely
that will happen for every club, though, because you've got a squad of players. If you're not playing them and you've got too many, you sell.
Yeah, 100%.
Surely I'm gonna have to jump off, mate. Because I've just got to go and sort a couple of things out. It was
I'll text you as soon as I'm off, and we'll get on Football Link very soon. Okay.
Yeah. Well, what sort of time? 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock or something. Yeah, sounds good to me.
4:30. All right, let me know.
Listen, I hope that the stream's going to sort itself out. I don't know whether it's me, whether it's YouTube. I've got no idea what's going on, but it's the second day running, and apparently it's not happening to everyone else. But it's very glitchy. Apparently it's sorted itself out now, but hopefully we'll be okay on Football Link.
I'm having a few inquiries as to when we're going on, but that's fine. We'll see you later, Adrian. Good to see you, mate. Sean,
cheers, Johnny. Take care, mate.
Soon.
Well done, buddy. Cheers, mate. Just a couple of super chats. I've managed to find some of the super chats that came through. I've done Blaine. Thank you so much, Blaine, for the massive super chat, mate. You're an absolute legend and a superstar.
Blaine is a legend. He's so generous.
Absolute quality, mate. Dean Law Bomber, that's one I was ready. Thank you very much, Dean. I hope you're okay. David BL said he knew yesterday we'd done that one as well. Thank you very much. And I found these ones. They're not like, it's weird how they're coming up. I can't see what they're saying, but 199 from Nathan Hallmark. Thank you very much. I guess that's a super sticker. Appreciate you, Nathan. Very generous of you. Dean Livesley as well is saying a thumbs up hand thumbs up hand gesture with the words top. Do you know what? I actually prefer these super stickers because I at least can actually see what can actually read what the sticker is showing, because I can't see that on StreamYard usually. Thank you very much, Dean. Very cool of you, mate. Hope Australia's treating you well. Choo choo to you, and choo choo to SS Free Press, who's saying, can we get a photo of Levy standing with Eze to troll Forest, please? Mate, I think Forest are very happy with their business at the moment. Forest are putting about a little bit of a team there, aren't they, Age? Have you seen Forest signings? It's unbelievable what they're doing. Them, Everton, Sunderland, and mainly those three. Nottingham Forest and Sunderland and Everton are really putting together a nice bit of scratch this window, mate. It's going to be a fascinating window. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think we have as well. I think Eze signing means we challenge for top 5 now. I'm confident of that.
Top 5, yeah?
Yeah. Well, look, we already had the basis of a excellent defence. Goalkeepers, we've got good goalkeepers, and there's nothing better out there that's available. So, and our defenders are good. We've got solid midfielders. And like the others look like they've kicked on. I thought Gray looked a bit decent. He was decent against the Brighton game after we won the Europa League in that last game. And he was decent 1/2 against the midfield. We haven't seen enough of them in midfield. I think people are going to be surprised. I just think his quality. I get why people, if you're not a sexy looking player, then that doesn't mean you're rubbish. You know, I mean, there's no way Frank
Nathan Collins.
To be honest, I haven't seen.
He's a very good player. He's just not sexy.
centre back, 23, he's captain, he's young. I mean, he fit the profile at Spurs.
I think he's a very handy player. Really do.
Yeah. Well, he might be an option at centre back then, but at Brentford, Wissa's going to go. They're going to let Collins go as well.
Yeah, Brentford are going to get sucked into a relegation battle.
If they fall like a pack of cards and Vissa and Collins go, I think Brentford will get relegated with West Ham probably.
Oh, so which two teams stay up then?
Leeds, I think Leeds will stay up.
And Sunderland?
I haven't seen much of Sunderland.
Sunderland were brilliant the other day. They were brilliant. They bought a really they've spent their money so wisely. They've got a couple of great wingers that take
both
players.
Massive clubs, Leeds and Sunderland, though. They're both massive clubs from back in the day. And yeah, I think, and Bournemouth have lost some players as well, haven't they?
Yeah, Bournemouth. Honestly, at the bottom end of the pitch, I genuinely think that Sunderland will be the first ones to get to like 35 points. It used to be 40 points is the safety zone, but like these days, if you get to 30, 35, you're pretty much like by March or whatever, then you're pretty much okay, which is only 10 wins, right? 10, 11 wins. I think Sunderland will do it. I think Leeds will do it. I think Burnley are cut a toast, and then I think it's two of Brentford. I really hope it not be Bournemouth. I don't want it to be Brentford either. I think Brentford are in the I've spent 10 years or whatever it is getting themselves up out of the doldrums of the bottom league, staying up, building consistently, putting together a 7-year template of how to organise as a small team into one that can compete. Lovely team, very inoffensive. No one's got a problem with Brentford. And then because we've taken their entire staff bar one guy, and because Vissa's going and Bumo's going, Norgard's left. They lost Flecken, although they have got they got Kelleher in instead, which is probably an upgrade anyway. But they've sort of I think they're going to get sucked into it, and I really hope the same isn't true for Bournemouth. Like I mean, Brentford just signed that £45 million they paid for that Ouattara, who's he's an okay player, but he's certainly not what I would consider 45 million quid. And Bournemouth are about to get ransacked again. They're going to lose their. They're probably going to end up losing Kluivert. I mean, if they can keep hold of Semenyo, then they'll probably have a chance. But if Semenyo gets injured, I don't know where they go.
Brentford could quite easily collapse with a few defeats. West Ham, they're going to struggle, and then you've got Burnley.
West Ham look toast as well, don't they?
Yeah.
West Ham
I mean, I want Burnley to survive because of Scotty Parker, but managing them. But look, the thing that's damning against them is last season, I don't think any team in that championship, which they did very well in, scored more than 2 goals against them. They come to Spurs, and we weren't at our best shot. We were sloppy with the ball during that game as well. We all got excited with a win. Great, I did. You celebrate, we win a game. You take the wins wherever you can get them. But they conceded 3 goals, and if we'd have been buzzing, it would have been more. So, I think Bournemouth will struggle. See what happens with the round robin games with those that are sitting in the bottom 6 of the table and see who survives or not. Palace will survive. They'll get Alcanusi in. They'll get a centre back in. They know what it's like to be in the Prem. They'll be okay. If they could finish mid-table this year, it'd be fine. You don't know how well Forest are going to do. They do rely on this sort of counter-attacking style of football. I don't think it'd be good enough to get them Europe. You got to be able to do a bit more than that, what they do. Although the old centre forward up there, he's banging them in still, isn't he?
Yeah, 100%. Couple of super chats, mate, and then we've got a couple more questions for you, and then we'll round off. Where did I get to? We've done Orchard 771. Big up to you, my man. He says, comment on Troy Parrott ripping it up in Holland. I haven't followed. Is he ripping it up again? Is he? He started again this year very well, as Adrian?
He got a decent goal return last time, didn't he? He played against us in the Europa League, didn't he? Early on.
What's he done this season? Let's have a look. See.
I haven't looked this season.
This season he's bloody hell. In the Conference League qualifiers, he scored 6 goals in 4 games. Second round first leg versus Ilves Tampere. In the second round, so he scored a goal in that one away from home. He scored 2 in the home leg to let them qualify. Then in the third round versus FC Vaduz, he scored 2, and then he got a goal in the away leg as well. So 6 there in the Conference League qualifiers. And in the Eredivisie, they've played 2 games already. He scored 2 goals against FC Groningen, and then yesterday, on Sunday, he scored against FC Volendam. So he's got 9 goals in 6 games already this season.
Yeah, a guy was smashing it at Doncaster as well. He scored about 3 or 4 goals. The winger that scored against forget. So
9 goals in 6 games. Fair play, Orchard. There you go. I hadn't even paid attention to that.
Well done, well done.
Good luck to him. He was always said to be a good player. He had an attitude problem, or he was involved in the wrong crowd or whatever. So getting out of England was probably right for him. Keith Edwards just said, "What happens if Palace don't get an Eze replacement?" I think God knows, mate. God knows. Let's hope that's not going to happen, though. But it looks like they're about to close on El Canouse, so we're expecting it all to be done. And it's super, super exciting news. Thank you very much indeed, Keith. An unenthusiastic sports fan has said, "Big up, Sean. Appreciate your hard work. Come on, you Spurs." Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you. I'm just really sorry. I don't know what's going on with YouTube or what's happening there. But I hope that the stream hasn't been too unwatchable. But yeah, not outside of my control really. I don't know what to do. There's nothing. There's nothing.
One of your videos, it takes a while for them to render your video. Either I'm missing out on a setting because I normally come up and put them in scene boxes up, like the playlist, the best viewed video, and like have the subscribe in the corner and bottom right hand corner. Sometimes after we finish the videos, but we do it straight away. Just say, have to wait a day. So billions probably.
Live streams until we'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. Then YouTube probably already has. Massive thank you to everyone. Sorry everybody for the shit show. Adrian, what's coming up on Diehards, mate?
We're live tonight at 10 o'clock, 2200. I've got Charlie Biker on. He's in the UK. Dutch youngsters on. I'm not sure as Ian's not on tonight. I'm not sure. I might chase around for a couple of more. If I can't get them, I'll just put the link out in the chat. You know what I mean, or whatever, and see get someone on. It'll be transfer news. We might hear more about Eze by then, and then I think all the focus will be on. I think it'll be more on the left winger. I think left winger next, and then centre back. Although I would really like to activate that release clause on Hincapie.
Yeah, 100%. Let me just get I don't even know if people can still hear. Let me just get this link for you. Please, if you are watching, guys, and you want to, and I really encourage you to, because they're great guys over there, please get over to Diehards. There's the link in the description. And I'll be over on, or hopefully be over on Football Inc. at 4 p.m, guys, and we will do some more. Hi, mate. I've got a mate who's in a WhatsApp group with a bloke who's got inside knowledge at Spurs. City CEO has blocked Savio deal. Spurs now going for Akliouche. That's out on Twitter as well, Daryl. Sorry. So we shall see, mate. We shall see. But yeah, sorry, guys. Sorry about the shit show, but we'll leave it there. Thanks, everybody. Get over to Spurs Diehards. Thanks again. I'll see you later on. Take care, as always.